Welcome to the SAIHEY podcast, where we said what is the story about SAIHEY, why we end up with SAIHEY, what is the problem, what our experience, who are we, and I introduce ours. This is Alex Grassi. Alex, introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Alex Grassi, and I opened a company in 2020 after the COVID situation, during the COVID situation. A company that it's in the niche of e-commerce coaching, and we had big problems in scaling the business because it was going really well, but it was me in selling, in setting, in doing everything. And obviously you can scale up a business only by yourself. I met Mauro and Alessia in around 2023, and we decided to create together the sales structure, and then taking in the closers and setters and all the selling machine. In 6 months, the revenue went up from 90K per month to above over 320K per month. So it was a great job, and we find a big problem. The big problem is handling a big team with the setters and closers, and you have many problems handling persons because we are people, and people has problems, has many skills, many superpowers, but also some problems like we need holidays, we need to have a family, we need time, but sometimes in some businesses you need to burn the steps, so you need to lift up your revenue and scale up till you can, not till you want, till you can. And sometimes with people you can't, because there are many problems with them.
I'm Alessa Soggio from SAIHEY, and me and Mauro helps Alex to push his company to increase and to be capable to scale, because Alex is good. Also, the company is good, but there isn't the structure to permit to scale this company.
Yeah.
Yes, the most important thing take is structure, is the company, and create a new also team, a new plan to permit to Alex to scale and also to delegate his role.
Basically, the main problem at the beginning when we start was that we came up with a good team of remote closers and a remote appointment setters. We built a great appointment setting script. Everything was working really well. We arrived to inbound conversion from leads to appointment up to 25%. I mean,
it's a huge result.
You get 100 leads and you end up with 25 appointments. It's a lot. The big problem is that the inconsistencies of appointment setters, because one day they're good, one day they maybe don't want to work because they are remote, or maybe they don't take seriously the job. So a lot of the time the performance go down, and you end up with a person that you have to fire because is not working well.
Yes. In fact, when I say before, the structure of Alex is good. So the first step that we do is to take the structure, take the appointment setter, improve the skill, improve the script, improve also the skills of the appointment setter that Alex have, and we scale, we improve the performance of appointment setter, but there is the limits of human being for me.
Human beings.
The limits of human being, because they are human, so they have birthday, they have party. Sometimes they feel sad, they don't feel
limited beliefs.
Limited belief, but also sometimes they don't understand the importance to do the script well, or to change the script. I think that what I noticed if that the human sometimes was like a machine. In fact, the appointment setter sometimes use too much the script that we give. We give them, and seems from the leads like a bot. In fact, the leads ask them, "Are you a bot?" What?
Yeah.
Most of the time, the problem is mindset of the guys. And when you find a good setter and you think, okay, we will build everything together, maybe something happen. Also with the powerful ones. Also with the one you want to plan in the long term. Sometimes it can happen that they have a problem with the family and so decide to stop their collaboration. And but I think that most of you, if you are entrepreneur, you already know what we are saying. We are not saying to you nothing new.
Sometimes they are scared to be basically professionals because they are paid by commission. Like most of the time, sometimes not, but a lot of people don't want to work by performance because it's stressful, and especially in the lower skill side, like appointment setting, the entry barrier of appointment setter is low. I mean, anybody can start to do appointment setting, like being a waiter. You go there, you bring dishes. Being a great waiter is another thing, but there is a big barrier, and usually they are in the lowest value category, because when you're good as an appointment setter, you scale up as a coach, you scale up as a closer. So it's difficult to stay long enough in the appointment setting. So you have a lot of turnover.
Yes, I am agree with you about two things. The first one is about the appointment setter. There is also sometimes they was tired. They push for a month, and the other month they are drained. I don't know, drained. And in this case, when they feel tired, they don't think that they are tired, but they try to looking for the lead was not good.
Excuses. They find excuses.
Instead of say, okay, I am tired. One, and then the second problem, I think that was also the mission. The appointment setter was and is and are what I want. Appointment setter only for the money. Not because most of the time, because they don't have a mission like appointment setter. Closer, for me, have more mission because they speak with other people, they help people, they feel also great. The appointment setter, no.
They have a big creativity side, and they are good communicators, and so when you are in front of a person with a video, I mean, you are really interacting. When you're speaking with hundreds of leads every day, doing the same script over and over,
so you don't have the power to close something on someone. You have to book a call that someone else close for you. So it's too much long for the human mind.
And I think is also a position that a lot of people do as a side hustle. They don't even take it really 100% seriously. It's something like, I'll try, I'll see if it works, like working at McDonald's, I don't know, something like that.
Yes, do I go and with the waiter for a pizza or restaurant, or do I do the setter?
More or less.
It's not a real business to them. It's like a part-time low job. So low value job.
Low value.
So what happened? That basically we find good appointment setters. Basically, we teach them how to be an appointment setter. So we teach them like marketing. We teach them copywriting. We teach them how to behave, the motivation, and that. What happened that after 1, 2, 3 months, or either the person goes away because can't handle the pressure, can't handle like the stress, or just maybe doesn't want to work every day on commission, or just is feeling that this is too much, or is scared. Like there are so many problems, or you end up with a person that you have to fire. So he said,
Yes.
so one thing that you have to be really good at recruiting, always recruiting every 2-3 months. And a lot of places have a lot of turnover. Okay, but this is for a really low value skill, because if you do the work properly, if you build a great strategy, a great script, if you build everything in a really good way, basically they are robots. They have to produce all the time a script, personalize it, but basically when you do X, say this. When he does this, does that. And at the end of the day, is really like depersonalizing. You are really detached from the situation, because you're doing over and over and over and over again the same thing remotely. And so we realized that it was really difficult to find, attract, and keep good appointment setters, because also the highest skilled people doesn't want to stay there. They want to go as a closer. They want to do something else.
Yes, in fact, I think so. So there is too much for the entrepreneurs or the company, too much turnover in the appointment setter.
Yeah.
And it's difficult to find the top setter. And when you find almost one, and one is difficult, your company depends only for this one.
Yeah.
It is a problem, because you have to turn over the other, but you have to keep also this one. And appointment setter, for me, is one of the most important part of the company, because is the first person that the people, the lead,
Is the face
meet.
of the company. Yeah.
Yes, because they meet these people. If you, the company, change too much the appointment setter, this part is not so good. Is the first part, because we know that is the most important thing when one people meet another one, is the impression, the first impression, and it's then difficult to change the first impression.
Yeah. It is the imprinting that you give to all the conversation. And one thing that we did was always looking at the conversation and optimizing all the conversation. But one thing that you have to keep in mind, that Alessia is a great appointment coach setter. She up to 10 people, and she's really good at analyzing the chats and the KPIs. But there is one thing that you cannot do is read all the chats every day. I mean, you cannot check every single conversation, because it's just impossible. You can't also, a sales manager cannot review all the calls of all the closers. It's just impossible. So you end up with a lot of conversation that you don't know a lot of data, like what are the main pain points of the people, like the main objections. Yeah, you know it, but you don't have a real data, because the conversation is in text, so it's difficult to extract. So we need to do a lot of manual work, because we are killers of what we do. You have to be honest. In Italy, I think that we are not the best. We are top 5 for sure in Italy for appointment setting. So you have to extract all the information. You have to analyze any information, and after that you have to give the input to the setter and say, hey, you have to change this, you have to increase this, you have to make this better, you have to make this better. And basically, if you do well all the job, you end up with a system. You make all the system every day better, okay? But the human part is the bottleneck, because if you decide a great strategy, but the strategy is not executed well by the appointment setters, is a huge problem, because you have like a person that usually is low value, like low market value, is not a powerhouse of motivation. it's difficult to always increase and get better. So at the end of the day, you have your strategy, you can have a killer strategy, but the human factor is a big problem. That's the main thing. And unfortunately, you don't need a lot of creativity when you have a great sales coach. You have to execute. So basically, how many times we said, we need a machine, we need a robot to replace appointment setters. And,
You don't have to work on the mindset of the robot. So it's already set.
One day when we started in November with the appointment setter.
In September, we
started with let's make it that we already implemented that is working properly.
Yes, we take Alex at September, and we watch all the material. We we study the copy, the script, and the setter, and then we start with our project at November.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all in place. We had processes for setting department, for closing department. Then we started with, and the script were already done and already working. Yeah. So we had all the metrics for each department. And then the only part we need to improve was improving the KPIs we already know. So before November, we didn't have any data, any informations. And then from November, we had the information to understand when we were working well on a point and improving that point. And then we started to think about something else. So some new solutions.
So basically, we started on 1st of September.
Yes.
The deadline was to reach 150K a month the 1st of December.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And
that's right.
We did exactly that. The last day of November, everybody was working at
midnight. The chat was crazy and amazing.
And the last close, what? So we did 150K a month. Good.
It was very funny.
We did it. Yeah. And in 3 months, we gather a lot of data of all the things that works, that doesn't works, the scripts, information about the customers, and but we realized that the main bottleneck was the appointment setting.
Yes,
because all begins from there.
Yes, you're right. But also there is another part that was tricky for me. That was a trigger is the culture of the company, because maybe the company, or maybe a company has its culture, and it's difficult to find an appointment setter that
the same culture.
Yes, that fit with this culture. For example, also in this case, we have a culture that was also funny, because we
have a lot of fun.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun during the work, but we work hard. We looking for the new KPI to improve every skills. We read a book, company book every month, and it's difficult to find a setter that fit with this culture.
Yeah.
To understand the importance.
Because if it fits, normally it's just a closer.
Yeah.
As we said before.
It's a different mindset. The setter, for me, as we say before, a mindset to do, okay, maybe I can do this extra job to do extra money. Not it's a real job that I have to improve myself, improve my skills, have a lot of skills, because appointment setters need copywriting, also closing, understanding the needed of the lead.
Persuasion,
also,
sales, endurance, motivation, organization.
The most important is the endurance, because you have to warm up the lead and then the lead book the call. But you have to wait sometimes, not immediately like closing. You are in call and you close or not.
So basically, in December, we was taking a break, and we was launching, like we not launching, but we was working already with the first version of SAIHEY.
Yes.
That was SAIHEY is a hyper-personalized tool for cold email with AI, and we was doing great. So in one meeting, when we met here in Barcelona, speaking, say, hey, like, this job can be by an AI. This job can be done by a robot. Like, why are we putting a human to do a robot's job at the end of the day? No, because we have all the system, we have all the scripts, we have everything. Like, I mean, so we decide, let's try it. And basically, how much? In 3 hours, we make a prototype, and we make it work. It was like better than the actual setter itself, more personalized, and we say, what? I mean, this can be really a great solution. So we decided to work on that, and basically we built a proprietary software around the AG Academy. All the CRM, the closer information, the data is in one place, and the AI have access to all this information in order to give the best treatment to the customer, and always understand in which phase is the customer. For example, how many phases we have. We have the first part where we are waiting for the first response. After that, we have the discovery phase, when we ask information, what you do as a job, what's your main pain point, what's your dream. And at the end of it, if we realize that this person is qualified enough to have a meeting with the closer, we ask them to do a meeting with us. So this is the phase of meeting proposal. After that, we see how many people basically schedule the meeting. And after that, we have the warm-up phase, where we basically warm up the lead. We give extra nurturing information. We give them all the information needed before the closing call. And you need also confirmation. You need to make sure that the lead is showing up with the closer. And we have some appointment setter before the human setter that has like 60% show up rate, 70% show up rate, other that have 15. Like, what's the difference? Because one appointment setter is doing something different from the other one. One is consistent, the other one is not. One forgets, the other one not. And at the end of the day, if we know what a top appointment setter is doing, why don't we put everything in a system? So we put everything in a system, and we realize that this is a robot job. This is a job meant for robots. Like Elon Musk does always this example of the elevator. Like in the 20s, you have the guy that is there only to operate the elevator and to touch the button. Right now, nobody thinks that you need somebody for the elevator. And basically we decided to remove the man from the elevator, and we never look back since, because right now 70% of all the appointment setter in AG Academy is automated, and basically we keep the really good 30% that is needed for the high value skills. So we really keep tight the good appointment setter, the people that have really a good skill, that take appointment setting like a real job. And basically our appointment setter, the top one, is making like 5K a month. That in Italy is a lot of money. I mean, in Italy is like doing 15, 20K in the US. So I mean, this is great, but 70% is automated.
What is the difference between SAIHEY and a human appointment setter? The difference is about KPI, because with the SAIHEY is easier understand the KPI and how or for what the KPI was different in different period. Why? Because if the SAIHEY do the same thing, and the metric, the KPI was different, maybe we have to change. We know that we have to change something, because the the people, the niche are changing. And then maybe we understand that marketing have to change something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This one is the case of the case of SAIHEY. Instead, when we have the chatter, when we have the appointment setter, and the KPI was different, and sometimes was very different from month, maybe half down and also half up.
You never know if it's a human factor or...
Yes, there is a lot
Yeah.
of factor. You can start from the KPI to understand the market, the niche, the marketing, but the most important part is about human part. You have to understand the person. He was tired, maybe was demotivated. You have to ask about personal problem. Then you have to look every chat to understand if the
confirmation. Like, why this guy have 60%, 70% show up rate and 15. But if you look at every chat, like you have to take the time, like 1, 2, 3 hours to look every chat and say, hey, you didn't send a confirmation here. You didn't send material here. You didn't do correctly the warm-up phase.
Or sometimes, in my experience, I noticed that the setters change, became more aggressive with the lead.
Yeah.
And this, and for this, the lead escaped from us.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a hard job because every day you have to speak all the time with the same people, with the same thing. And sometimes somebody is not really educated or is not really polite and maybe said something that makes you trigger and you freeze and you start to send him like the nurturing phase. Maybe they have to watch 4 videos in order to arrive prepared. And maybe the appointment setter sent all the 4 videos together, boom. Watch.
Or maybe only one because he thinks to disturb the lead because the lead was a little cold texting message, like okay, yes, etc. And then there is another part. Okay, maybe we can think about okay, but machine, how the SAIHEY understand the people
how
and
handles objection.
Handle objection, and also the fear for of the people. Okay, but it's a good answer, a good questions, and
thanks for the question.
Thanks for the question. They are very good. But also the people I know have this difficult to understand the fear, the lead, and also there is another part. Maybe SAIHEY doesn't look or doesn't understand the little fear inside the sentence, but it has the tools to answer in appropriately mode. For example, I remember a setter who received a message from a lead who asked about a video when Alex speak about the fake guru in the web. And the setter does understand this question and he understand that the leads write that we are the fake guru. Okay. In case there is this misunderstanding, the difference between setter and SAIHEY is the appointment setter answer in a angry mood. Instead, the SAIHEY remain neutral. The answer in a good mood, in a good way. So for me, it's the most important difference because it was neutral.
Yeah, and one thing that I think is really important is that the experience that a setter has is really important on the field, because if a setter is with you for 1, 2, 3 years, understand all the objection, everything. But if a setter is new, there are 2 ways to handle it. 1, wait 6 months for the experience, or 2, has to document itself all the time with the scripts, with everything. Has to look, because we have a huge scripts of all the appointment, like of all the objections, and say, hey, when a person say this, answer that, say this, answer that. But no human every day, every time will look at that paper and say, hey, I have to respond this, I have to respond that. I mean, it's difficult to find people that are that kind of level. But if this person is so good at doing this, why you have to put it in a work that basically is a robot?
Yes.
That person, like we think at SAIHEY, we think that people with high value people, like a lot of personal and professional people, needs to do high value jobs. And I'm sorry, unfortunately, most of the time today, appointment center is not a high value job.
It's a gateway job, because if you become good, you scale up and become a closer in 90% of the time. If not, you come back to what we were doing before.
Also another thing, also the good appointment setter, a human, there is a time, and they use this belief to answer to the lead, so they can't remain neutral, and then they think that, okay, this lead, I remember before. No, instead say think neutral. And this permits to answer the lead in a new way every day, not with this belief.
Yeah. And if we learn something, for example, let's make, like, to Alex, we added a new package. It's called Platinum, and basically we give like 10 e-commerce products to your customers, and there is a new way of presenting the product that is not for people that want to learn everything from scratch, and if it's not for people that want to have everything done for you. Like, it's a middle category, and basically a lot of appointment setter needs time to adapt and understand. Yes. But the best person to do this is the sales manager, is the appointment setter manager, is the script creator. And if you really focus on just creating the most compelling script and create a document that explain in a super qualitative way why this person have to buy the Platinum, what's the pain point, what's the target, all this information, I mean, is 10 times easier to close the deal. But if you give them just a script to a human, it needs to adapt, to understand, to extract. So you lose a lot of time, a lot of energy on doing this. So what we decide to do is, like, to be honest, this is not just a scrappy ChatGPT plugin. When you plug it in, you have ChatGPT, and he responds like ChatGPT. It's nothing at all. Basically, we take the best of what humans can do, is like create a super hyper converting script, hyper converting persuasive language. He can understand, like, if this person is a visual learner, use these words. If this person is an audio learner, use these words. If the person is a kinesthetic learner, he can handle it. And basically, we need just to produce and put the best of our sales manager that are really top-notch closer to handle the conversation in the best way one time and automate all the rest. So basically, we put humans to do what they do at their best. Like, we have top-notch sales manager, we have top-notch closers, we have top-notch copywriter. They are really incredible at creating scripts, okay? But they can't work 24/7 as appointment setters, because one, you should pay like 30,000 euros to work, and after that, because they don't make any sense, because they have to sleep. So we decide to do what humans do best and produce the best tailor-made scripts, and after that, automate everything, mapping all the possible steps of the funnel, mapping all the possible customer journey, all the possible targets, match them in a mix, and create a system that works wonderfully together, and it always optimizes itself. Because at the end of the week, we have always a report that say, hey, this is the thing. This week we have 20% booking rates. The main keywords that the customer has used are this one, because maybe there is an advertising that is speaking about 50% discount. So if the SAIHEY doesn't know how to handle it, send us a message and say, hey, I noticed that there is this big new keyword. Please explain me why, or add context to the script. So we add context to the script, so he knows how to handle it, and more of the time he understands better the leads. So he maps out every conversation, any single conversation, of course, keeping 100% of the privacy of the customer, because we have no clue like what's the real who is saying who, because everything is encrypted. But with our machine learning software, basically they understand, like SAIHEY understand, for example, if this person is under 30 and this person is a single father, for example, and this person is is a plumber, usually is the best person to bring to the closer, and so it always optimizes itself. So we can have data to send to the marketing and say, hey, you have to track only this kind of people. They track this kind of people, the conversation get better. Also to the closer, how we do? We send a bot inside the calls of every closer, and this is the SAIHEY bot that goes there, track all the conversation, connects it with the appointment setting chat, and realize how the information given in the chat was utilized by the closer and the customer in the call. So we are matching marketing, appointment setting, and closing in one place. So we are always optimizing, because let's be honest, one of the big problems that any company is having is the lack of conversation between the closing, the appointment setting, and the marketing. So the marketing speak in Italian, the appointment setting speak in Spanish, and the closer speak in English. And yeah, they close something, but they lose like 90% of the data around because they don't speak. And even when you have, human people, it's really difficult to make them conversate in a good way, because it's difficult to track all the data. That's why you need a software. You can't put a human being to do a robot job. That's the main thing.
And thinking as an entrepreneur, it's and what got me crazy is that it is predictable. It's unbelievable for an entrepreneur, this kind of stuff, because you can decide how much revenue you want to do, and you need to only to know how many appointments you need to have to make that revenue for your company. So you only can focus on having enough closers to handle that appointments. Yeah. No more problems with the holidays and someone who is sick or something that doesn't work as usual, because you have a metric, and that is the metric. So if you know that 20% of the appointment are booked, and if you know that you have a 60% of show up, you know exactly what to do to have the revenue you want to do that month. It's unbelievable for an entrepreneur.
Absolutely. Also, the costs of doing it. It is possible to scale a company up to 10 millions a month with appointment setter. Yes, of course, you can. But the main cost is the fact that you need a recruitment department, and you need a recruiter.
That when I started, I didn't think I would need a recruiting department. And also the other entrepreneur we talk with, they don't know they will need a recruitment department.
Absolutely.
But due to the turnover of the guys, you need to have it. Always recruiting. It becomes a necessity for the company and the cost for the company.
And a lot of companies have a great have a great culture. So you can build a great culture where appointment setter stays a long time. Yeah, but first, culture remotely is really difficult. Building culture remotely is really difficult because the main component is not the environment, when you have the building. is the skills of the person. Because if a person doesn't know how to handle himself when he's lonely, you can do whatever you want. You will never create a good culture. So you have to rely on people that are highly accountable for themselves. And this is difficult when you have low skilled people. I mean, highly skilled people should do something creative, should do something important, something of a real value. Okay, not to do a robot job. So you have the recruiting department that is working 24/7 to find new appointment setting. And let's be honest, out there are not so many good appointment setters.
No.
I don't know why. I mean, there are a lot of universities out there that produce appointment setters, but for A or for B, I don't know. There's not a lot of them are really good. So it's a high turnover place, and you have a setting coach, and you need an appointment setter coach for any 6, 7, 8, maximum 10 people. So if you want to scale with 40 appointment setter, you need the cost of 4 appointment setter manager, like sales manager, and this is it. I mean, there are a lot of costs that you have for this reason. So for this reason, we decide that was just stupid. Like, if you find us in our situation, with our skill, with our software skill, with our marketing skill, with our understanding of AI, was just stupid. Anybody who has a brain understand with our skill that it needs to be automated. I mean, there is no playing around. So decide to go all in, and until now, I mean, we are happy than ever because we are focusing on the most important thing. The most important thing is deliver the message, is create a good culture of closers, of sales manager, of people that are really powerful, and focus on the most important thing, on the day-by-day job of finding new people, onboard new people, because it's not about buying a software. Did you plug it in and that's it? You have to onboard a new person, you have to decide.
Also manage the people, the mood. You have to use also different language with one setter, with another, different kind of approach, different stimulation. You have also to understand the people the person that you have in front of. So it's more difficult. Instead, with you have the CI, you put the script, and then say I go away in that way, instead of use the energy and maybe sometimes the focus of the company in this way that is not useful. It's a loss of energy and money.
I think like 70% of the focus was on the setting department till before of the bot. Then with the bot, we stabilized the metrics, we stabilized everything, the KPIs, so you can predict also the costs, not only the revenues. So
But you know, you have the marketing that is ready. I mean, the paid ads and the organic side is doing well. Say, okay, let's go. You have the closers that are doing well. They're waiting for appointments. Let's go. The bottleneck is in the middle. You send all the leads, but they're managed badly. So, but who is managing badly? It is John or is it Jack? Let's see John and Jack. Hey, John. So you get lost. So the closer doesn't have enough calls, even if the market is spending the money. So, I mean, it's a big bottleneck. And don't get me wrong. I love to build a company's culture. Our closers, they have always a big trophy. They have like any kind of incentives. We love to build, like we can put some clips here to see what we do. We love to build a company's culture. I think that a company's culture is essential, and you need humans in your business. There is no playing around. But you need really good humans that do high value skills. They do what they do best. And in this case, all this manual job is just a waste of time.
Yes. Yes, I think so. We love people. We think that the people are the most important part of the company and the agency. For this reason, there is some part of the agency, some do, that is better that was doing by the machine, because we know we want good people, or maybe the best people with the best skills, that do the best thing, and chatting and repeat again the same thing is not for smart people. It's maybe for
also for them. I mean, it's alienating. It's alienating. Stay 10 hours a day chatting with people. I mean, chatting.
The same thing every day.
It's hard contacting people that is on warm leads or cold leads. At the end of the day, it's like in the industry, the factories. If you put if you all your day you do like this, it's exactly the same. At the end of the day, you have to do something creative, something new, something that makes you feel good about it. And also the customer prefer 100% an AI setter, because is listen better, because give all the information, always answer in a good range of time. You can't wait like one day to answer, and have all the information, understands you better than anybody else, and gives you all the information to deliver your message as best as possible. Because, I mean, why you're here? Because you want to help, I mean, any family in Italy to reach out to financial prosperity. True. Now is e-commerce, will be other things as well. So what you need to do with appointment setting is to deliver your message in the best and fastest and most effective way to the people via chat. And unfortunately, today is difficult with all these parameters, and the AI with SAIHEY is just so much better. The company is doing great. We can plan for 6 months, 1 year, understanding how the business will do. We are cutting a lot of costs, because we don't have the cost of the human appointment setters. We don't have the cost of a huge part of recruiting. We don't have the cost of the sales, the coach of appointment setting, and the delivery of the product is better.
We don't have the cost of temporary lack of motivation of the people. Many times we undervalue the cost you have for lack of motivation, because you miss revenue. You miss revenue because you don't have contacts, you don't have appointments, so you are losing money, real money. You can be the smartest and the most motivated person in the world, but honestly, after 1 or 2 months, everybody should be frustrated after talking with tons of people, again and again the same question, and always responding as a robot. For sure you will be frustrated, everybody in the world.
So basically, why are we doing this? Because we implemented in a super tailor-made way in the AG Academy, and after we are scaling this company now. You are at 320K per month, and we are up to 1 million. And we decided
do it for sure.
We will do it for sure. Yeah, absolutely. And we decided, why keep this only for us? I mean, the market have a lot of this problem, and we decided to do a partnership together in order to spread all over the world this great product that is helping a lot of closers and an entrepreneur like you to scale and don't be limited. That's the most important thing. So we decided to go in and build SAIHEY for anybody else. So basically, what is SAIHEY? SAIHEY is a done-for-you service where basically we take all your processes, we make it better, we create the best scripts, we create the most compelling sales strategy in order to create to bring your appointment setting game to the next level. After that, we automate anything like a Terminator killer machine, and basically anything that a sales manager will say. Like we always say, what would you do, what your business do if you have like Jordan Belfort or Andy Elliott or Grant Cardone or anybody else you think is a top-notch sales guy running your appointment setting team? Will be great. I mean, you will double, triple, 10x your revenue in 1 to 3 months, isn't it? Yes or no? That's it. But this is not possible. Why? Because there is one Jordan Belfort or anybody else, and I mean, it's not working for you as an appointment setter. Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
I think not.
I think not. So basically, but what you can do is to create a strategy, take the top-notch sales manager on your side, and we have a team of like killers of copywriters and sales managers, and after that, automate everything with AI, with our proprietary software. And basically, what you have to do, like us, sit back, relax, and look how you get delivered like hot, fresh leads every day. And we take care of everything. So basically what we do is we make the system always better. The system is always better. We make sure also with a small human factor that everything is controlled. We don't just give them everything to AI and that's it. So basically it's a fusion with the best of the human mind and the best of the AI mind, everything together with the top of the expertise in the market. So what you have to do until now is just to find the best people, is just to market your product, the best closers out there, and deliver a great product. We will do all the rest from the appointment setting side.